Today we have to listen Paticca-Samuppada dependent origination. First we have to recite Paticca-Samuppada Pali. Open your book, Retreat Manual book, page 107. Anuloma Pali. You have to follow Sayadaw. Avijja Vijaya Singhara
Pacaya Sankara
Singhara Vijaya Vijnanam Vijnana Vijaya Namarupam Namarupa Vijaya Salayadanam Salayadana Vijaya Paso Pasa Vijaya Vedana Vedana Vijaya Tanna Tanna Vijaya Upadanam Upadana Vijaya Bhava Bhava Vijaya Jadi Jadi Vijaya Jara Maranam Soga Paridewa Dukkha Domana Supayasa Sambhavanti Eva Metasa Kevalasa Dukkha Khandasa Samudaya Hodi. So we recite together slowly. Avijja Vijaya Singhara Singhara Vijaya Vijnanam Vijnana Vijaya Namarupam Namarupa Vijaya Salayadanam Salayadana Vijaya Paso Pasa Vijaya Vedana Vedana Vijaya Tanna Tanna Vijaya Upadanam Upadana Vijaya Bhava Bhava Vijaya Jadi Jadi Vijaya Jara Maranam Soga Paridewa Dukkha Domana Supayasa Sambhavanti Eva Metasa Kevalasa Dukkha Khandasa Samudaya Hodi. English translation follows here. Dependent on ignorance arise karmic volition. Dependent on karmic volitions arises consciousness. Dependent on consciousness arise mind matter. Dependent on mind matter arise the six sense bases. Dependent on the six sense bases, arises contact. Dependent on contact, arises feeling. Dependent on feeling, arises craving. Dependent on craving, arises clinging. Dependent on clinging, arises existence of life and evolutions. Dependent on existence of evolutions, arises rebirth. Dependent on birth, decay and death arise. Sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief and despair can arise. Thus arises the whole mass of suffering. So that is Anuloma Pali, order of arising. So what arising is suffering. Whole mass of suffering arising all the time. So we need to observe this Anuloma Pali, order of arising involve Dukkha Sijja and Samudaya Sijja. The truth of suffering and the truth of the origin of suffering, that is craving. So Paticca-Samuppada is a very important teaching among the teachings of our Lord Buddha. This teaching makes Buddhism different from other religions. This doctrine teaches that all mental and physical phenomena in us, all mental and physical phenomena in living beings are conditioned. Everything we find in living beings, their minds and also their bodies, everything is dependent upon some condition. This doctrine teaches that there is nothing that is absolute, which arises without a cause. Also, it teaches that since these mental and physical phenomena arise through condition, there is no such thing as creation. There is no such thing as someone creating anything at all. First, we need to be familiar with the Pali name Paticca-Samuppada. Dependent origination, dependent arising, or condition arising, or conditioned genesis. So there are many translations for this one Pali word, Paticca-Samuppada. It is better to use the Pali words than the English words because there are many translations. The word Paticca-Samuppada was used by the Lord Buddha to mean those physical and mental phenomena which condition other physical and mental phenomena to arise. So actually, Paticca-Samuppada means the conditions or the causes. So in popular usage, Paticca-Samuppada means arising and depending upon some other things. According to this teaching, everything has a condition for it to arise. This word Paticca-Samuppada is composed of two parts, Paticca and Samuppada. Paticca means dependent upon, and Samuppada means those that arise together. But in actual usage, it means not those that arise out of condition, but they condition themselves. And the law of dependent arising was not the creation of the Lord Buddha. Lord Buddha did not invent or Lord Buddha did not create it. Lord Buddha discovered the law of dependent arising, and then he taught it to the world. Lord Buddha once said, whether Buddhas arise in this world or do not arise in this world, this law of dependent arising has always been there. The Buddhas only discover it and then reveal it to the world. It is like the law of gravitation. The law of gravitation was not created by Sir Isaac Newton. It has been with the world since the beginning of the world. But nobody knew about it, or nobody was aware of the law of gravitation. In the story, one day an apple fell on the head of Sir Isaac Newton, and this falling of an apple on his head set him to thinking about gravitation. So he discovered the law of gravitation. Sometimes it is called Newton's law. That means the natural law discovered by Newton. But not that it was created by him. In the same way, Paticca-Samuppada has been with us ever since we came into being. Paticca-Samuppada has been with the beings ever since they came into being. This was hidden. This was not known by people. But the fully enlightened Buddhas appear, and then they discover this law of dependent arising. And then they proclaim that law of dependent arising to the world. In fact, the Buddha knew the Paticca-Samuppada, or Buddha was familiar with the law of dependent arising even before he became the fully enlightened Buddha. As you know, as a bodhisattva, he practiced vipassana meditation on the factors contained in this law of dependent arising, Paticca-Samuppada. And also, you all know that bodhisattva practice on the full moon day of May, that is 103 of the Buddha era. The bodhisattva approached the Bodhi tree, he sat under the Bodhi tree, and he made a resolution that I would not change my posture, or I would not break the posture until I become the fully enlightened Buddha. Then he practiced meditation under the Bodhi tree the whole night. Bodhisattva practiced mindfulness of breathing meditation. During the first part of the night, he attained the first jhana, the second jhana, the third jhana, and fourth jhana. In other words, he attained all four rupa vajra jhanas. Then he continued his meditation and he attained another four jhanas, the four arupa vajra jhanas, or immaterial jhanas. After that, he continued his practice and he gained what is called supernormal knowledge. It is called abhanya in Pali. It is a particular supernormal knowledge by which he could remember all his past lives with minute detail. Thanks to Buddha's supernormal knowledge, and this kinds of supernormal knowledge, now we have 547 past lives of the Lord Buddha on record. Then Bodhisattva continued his practice. During the second part of the night or middle part of the night, he gained another supernormal knowledge. By that supernormal knowledge, he was able to see beings dying from one existence and being reborn in another existence according to their good karma or bad karma. He saw them very clearly as if they were on a screen. The Buddha's teaching of the law of karma came from that supernormal knowledge. So believe his teaching, Lord Buddha teaching, was not based upon inference, not based upon logical thinking. The law of karma was based on the direct knowledge of beings dying in one existence and being reborn in another due to their good karma or bad karma. Then he continued his meditation during the last part of the night, he practiced vipassana meditation. When he practiced vipassana meditation, he took the 12 factors in the law of dependent arising as objects of his vipassana meditation. There are 12 factors in the teaching of dependent arising. On each of these factors, the Bodhisattva practice vipassana meditation. When he practiced vipassana meditation, he tried to see the impermanent nature, the unsatisfactory nature, and the uncontrollable or no-soul nature of these factors. He took one factor as an object and trying to see its impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and no-soul nature. Then he took the second factor and practiced vipassana meditation on it. He practiced in this way millions of times back and forth through these 12 factors of dependent arising. That is why Lord Buddha was familiar with the law of dependent arising even before he gained fully enlightenment as the fully enlightened Buddha. Before he practiced vipassana meditation on the factors of dependent arising, he entered into the fourth Rupa Vajra jhana based on mindfulness of breathing. After getting into it and getting out of it, he entered into the jhana and then he emerged from the jhana. Then he practiced vipassana meditation on the factors of dependent arising, going back and forth millions of times. At this stage, he entered into the fourth jhana again, and then emerging from the fourth jhana, he went on to the next stage, the stage of seeing mental and physical phenomena arising and disappearing. He went on this way until he reached the last stage of vipassana. Now, after each stage or between stages, he entered into the fourth jhana and then he got out of the fourth jhana and practiced vipassana meditation. So his vipassana was not continuous. He would practice vipassana for some time and then he got into the fourth jhana, which is samatha, and then he would practice vipassana, and then samatha, and so on. Why did Bodhisattva enter into the jhanas rather than practicing vipassana all along? It is said that entering into the fourth jhana in between the vipassana stages is to sharpen his mind. You know, if you cut some hard or solid things with a knife, the blade of the knife gets blunt. You have to sharpen your knife again for it to cut well. In the same way, in order to sharpen his wisdom, the Bodhisattva enter into the fourth jhana. Then, after emerging from it, he practiced the next stage, and the next stage, and so on. So you see, his practice of vipassana was on a big scale. He practiced vipassana on the 12 factors as much as he liked. So his vipassana was called Mahavipassana or Grand Vipassana. As a result of that vipassana, he attained enlightenment just before dawn or almost simultaneously with the dawn of the next day. So on the night of the full moon day, Bodhisattva sat down at the Bodhi tree. Then he practiced meditation and he attained enlightenment. So he observed the 5 Upadana Khanda. Now yogi are practicing. Upadana Khanda, 5 constituent group of existence, which are the object of clinging, like yogis. Upadana Khanda, to attain enlightenment, you have to observe the 5 Upadana Khanda. So Bodhisattva practice and observe the 5 Upadana Khanda, and then he attained enlightenment as the fully enlightened Buddha at the dawn the next day. So he went through the 4 stages of enlightenment in rapid succession. As a result of the grand vipassana, he reached the first stage of enlightenment. Then he practiced again and reached the second stage. Then he practiced vipassana and reached the third stage. And then he practiced vipassana and reached the 4th stage. When he reached the 4th stage, he became the Buddha. So with the attainment of Buddhahood, came to him what is called Sabbinyutta Jnana, all-knowing wisdom. By that all-knowing wisdom, Buddha knew anything he wanted to know. So in the 9 qualities of the Buddha, you remember Samma Sambuddha, and second quality is Samma Sambuddha, and 5 qualities, the 5th quality is Loka Vidu. Loka Vidu. Samma Sambuddha and Loka Vidu. So we need to pay homage to the Buddha who have the attributes of the Samma Sambuddha and Loka Vidu and Sabbinyutta Jnana. Please fold up your hands. Fold up your hand, please follow me. The noble Buddha.
The noble Buddha.
The noble Buddha.
The noble Buddha.
Who knows the 4 noble truths.
Who knows the 4 noble truths.
And all dhammas correctly.
and all dhammas correctly,
without accepting methods from other people,
without accepting methods from others,
without accepting methods from other people,
without accepting methods from other people,
with his own knowledge and ability,
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 through his own investigation and experience,
through his own investigation and experience,
through his own investigation and experience.
through his own investigation and experience.
So another fifth quality is Loka Vidu. Follow Sayadaw. Loka Vidu.
Loka Vidu,
The noble Buddha,
the noble Buddha,
who knows and sees
who knows and sees
everything
everything
regarding the world,
regarding the world,
the worlds of living beings,
the world of living beings,
the worlds of geographical location,
the world of geographical locations,
the worlds of psychophysical phenomena.
the world of psychophysical phenomena.
We pay homage to the Lord Buddha,
We pay homage to the Lord Buddha,
who had Sabbinyutta Jnana,
who has Sabbenyutta Jnana,
all-knowing wisdom.
all-knowing wisdom.
So that is equalities. Also you can reflect. He knows everything, anything he wanted to know. So when we practice meditation according to the dependent origination teaching, we understand that there are no man, no woman, no person, no individual, no beings. They're just the continuous flow of mind and body process, continuous flow of cause and effect. So there are past causes and present result, and present result and future result. So what yogi are observing is present result. The present result now yogis are observing continuously. You practice the whole day, 20 hours like this. You are observing these presently arising phenomena or present result. So the present result phenomena are Vijnana, Namarupa, Salayatana, Phassa, Vedana. So it is your duty to observe every Vijnana, every Jaku Vijnanas, Jaku Sotagana, Jiva Kaya, etc. Every seeing consciousness, not only one seeing. Many seeings are there, so long as seeing there, you know seeing, and not very precisely, continuously, so long as you are noting the despair, it's very clear. Now you pay attention to the sound, so long as you are hearing the sound wave despair, hearing consciousness despair, and Namarupa, associated mental states, and also connected Rupa. I seeing consciousness arise based on retina, that is Rupa. What Buddha said is Rupa. But what we understand is abdomen or nose or head or leg or parts of the body. What Buddha said is Rupa. It is material phenomena. So you have to observe every Salayadana, 6 senses, every contact you have to observe, and every feeling occurring at the 6 senses, sometimes neutral, sometimes pleasant, sometimes unpleasant, especially unpleasant. Note very carefully. So if you do not observe continuously, there may come present causes, and it make your life, it make our life very complicated. That means suffering will follow. So yogi have to observe every presently arising phenomena, that is every consciousness, every nama-rupa, every mind-body process, every 6 senses, every contact, and every feeling. It is your duty. So yogi should note and observe to know the mind and body process arising in the present moment correctly. What do you mean correctly? Here Buddha said, aniccato. You have to see these phenomena as impermanent. You need to verify, you need to prove it is impermanent or not. You have to observe these phenomena as unsatisfactory and uncontrollable, as a disease, as fearful. This is a true nature. Yogi need to observe correctly. So that is the meditation guideline according to the Paticca-Samuppada. Yogi should note and observe to know the mind and body process arising in the present moment correctly. So can you follow me? Yogi should note and observe.
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 To know the mind and body process.
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 Vijnana, nama-rupa, salayadana, phassa, vedana. So remember, the 5 present results are vijnana, nama-rupa, salayana, phassa, vedana. So follow me. Vijnana, nama-rupa, salayadana, phassa, vedana. Arising in the present moment. Correctly. So sure, now if you observe the phenomena continuously arising in the present moment, and then you will not be ignorant. If we do not observe, if we are not mindful, we will be ignorant, and attachment arise, and suffering will arise. And if we observe and if we understand correctly, we will be free from attachment, and we will be free from suffering. So we continue tomorrow. We have to stop our discourse for today by having respectfully listened to the teaching of dependent origination. By the power of the wholesome Cetana, wholesome volition, and wholesome karma from listening to the Dhamma, by practicing vipassana patiently and continuously, may all yogis be fulfilled with happiness in mind and body. May all yogis be able to practice so as to know correctly the mind and body process which occurs continuously. May all yogis be liberated from all suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future. Sadhu, sadhu.